I hand the signed divorce agreement to Philip, the Hilton family steward. Please give this to Carlos. Philip stares at the papers, his face frozen in shock. He thinks I want to carve up Carlos Hilton's fortune, but the document states I am giving up everything, including my share of the marital property. Debbie, why would you divorce Mr. Hilton and walk away with nothing? I look away and scratch the back of my head. We've been married 3 years, but only on paper. I've never even met him. I'm done wasting my youth. My late parents arranged this marriage. I owe it nothing. Philip sighs and says he will deliver the agreement to Carlos the next day. Mr. Hilton is a good man. You two are a perfect match. Think it through. I've made up my mind, Philip. The next afternoon, Philip calls Carlos. He hasn't heard from me. I am not changing my mind. What kind of document? A divorce agreement, sir. Carlos goes silent. He has apparently forgotten he even has a wife. How much does she want? Nothing. She's renouncing all property claims. But sir, your father's health is fragile, and if word spreads that your wife abandoned you, the company's image will suffer. Leave it in my office. I'll return to Alarith in 2 days. That night, I celebrate my birthday at the Blue Night Bar. I wear a pink lace dress. For once, I dress like a lady. My classmates snap photos. Then a fat drunkard wraps his arm around my waist. I slap him across the face with everything I have. He sobers up instantly and grits his teeth, ready to strike back. My classmates step in front of me and tear into him with insults, calling him an embarrassment and telling him to look in a mirror. The drunkard fumes. He puts down his drink and shouts threats. He waves his hand, and a gang of hooligans surrounds us. My classmates are terrified. None of them dare fight off campus. Run! Everyone bolts. The hooligans scatter in pursuit. Turning a corner, I spot a familiar figure. The hooligans are closing in. I'm tipsy, desperate, and out of options. I throw myself into the man's arms and hold on tight. Honey! I throw myself into a stranger's arms and kiss him hard. The hooligans chasing me stop when they see the intimate scene. They turn and leave. I push the man away and force a smile. Sorry. Mistook you for someone else. The man wipes his lips with disgust. His eyes are ice cold. I have no time for this. I've just signed my divorce papers today. My 3-year marriage to Carlos Hilton exists only on paper. I've never even met the man. The stranger's face is carved from stone. Sharp jaw, deep eyes, perfect lips. But right now, he looks like he wants me dead. As compensation, I'll give you $2,000. I reach into my bag. $200. That's all I have. Can I get a discount? His glare turns murderous. I grab my phone. Dead. I stuff the cash into his hand and bolt. Outside, I finally escape the bar. Safe. Mostly. Back in my friend's car, my face is still burning. That was my first kiss. The divorce agreement is signed. Technically, I'm not cheating, right? Then Casey grabs my shoulders and shakes me. I don't care. I just want to go home. He's Carlos Hilton, the CEO. I spit out my water. All over Casey's face. What? That beer-bellied drunkard is Carlos Hilton? The stranger I just kissed. The stranger I just paid $200. That was my husband, my never-seen husband of 3 years. And I didn't even recognize him. Casey rolls her eyes in the car. Not that drunk. I'm talking about the man you kissed. The man I kiss is Carlos Hilton, my husband. The man I've been married to for 3 years and never met. My mind is blank. I just give my first kiss to my own husband. And I don't even recognize him. I'm 100% sure it's him. I feel sick. Last night at the bar, I kiss him to escape those thugs. Then I stuff $200 in his hand like he's some cheap date. An hour later, I get home. The divorce agreement is still unsigned. I can't sleep. Not at all. The next day, we're at Shining International Plaza, shopping. Jared and Dixon are loaded down with bags, exhausted. You're never this energetic during long-distance runs. Take a break. I stop at a lipstick counter. The saleswoman smiles. That's our last one. It's very popular. I check the price. $129,000. I hesitate. You're rich, Debbie. Your car costs tens of millions. Just buy it. I shake my head. The car isn't mine. It belongs to my husband. Then I hear a commotion nearby. I look up and freeze. It's him, Carlos Hilton, my secret husband. He's walking through the mall in an expensive tailored suit, his dark eyes calm, his presence forcing people aside. And a stunning woman with fair skin and a perfect figure clings to his arm. Carlos never shows himself in public. And now he's shopping with a beautiful woman for everyone to see. Is he that eager to show off their love? Carlos walks straight toward our shop. A stunning woman hangs on his arm. I feel his gaze land on me. I quickly lower my head and pretend to examine the lipstick. But the woman with him stops right in front of me. That color won't suit you. After all, you can't afford it. She plucks the lipstick box right out of my hand. Her painted nails move to hand it to the saleswoman. I snatch the box back from her grip. My blood boils. Who gave you the right to look down on me? You have no idea what I can afford. I shove my card at the saleswoman before turning back to Olga. I'm buying it. Pack it up. Olga's face twists with rage. Do you even know your place? Someone like you doesn't belong here. I let out a short laugh. I look her up and down slowly. Then I shake my head. Honestly, I'm afraid this set isn't quite right for your age either. Olga's jaw drops. She's speechless. She spins around and stumbles back to Carlos. Mr. Hilton, she disrespected me. She dared to call me old. But Carlos doesn't react. He just looks at me. His icy eyes show he remembers me from the bar. Olga clings to his arm, waiting for him to defend her. He says nothing. The silence is killing her, but she's too afraid of him to push further. She swallows her words. Behind them, a man steps forward suddenly. It's Emmett, Carlos's assistant. He squints at me. His eyes widen. He leans in close to Carlos's ear and opens his mouth. Mr. Hilton. This woman is. My pulse spikes as Emmett's lips begin to form the words, Mrs. Hilton. I cut him off before he can finish. I grab his arm and yank him to the side. Mrs. Hilton, what's the matter? Mr. Hilton hasn't seen you yet. I want to introduce you. I almost laugh. Married 3 years, and we still need an introduction. What divorce agreement? Are you going to divorce Mr. Hilton? I grasp the hem of my dress and nod. Yes, but to avoid misunderstandings, please keep it a secret. When Emmett returns to Carlos, the cold-eyed man has finished paying for Olga's purchases. Carlos's gaze flicks to me, and his expression turns grim. Emmett, whatever your relationship with her is, I don't care. Throw her out of shining International Plaza immediately. Someone like her doesn't deserve to enter this mall. Olga's face lights up with smug satisfaction. She thinks Carlos is doing this for her. Emmett, Mr. Hilton has given you an order. Why don't you go do it now? Emmett opens his mouth to object. But Mr. Hilton, she is... Carlos's icy stare kills the words in Emmett's throat. He freezes. I hear every word. I take the shopping bag from the saleswoman. You don't need to do anything. We're leaving now. I walk out without looking back. But this isn't over. At the mall entrance, I stop and turn to my friends. Let's eat at Alioth on the 5th floor. My treat? Jared nearly collapses into Dixon's arms. Is she out of her mind? It's lunchtime. There's no way we get a table without a reservation. But I'm not listening. I'm replaying Carlos paying for another woman's things while I've been pinching pennies for 3 years. Those shopping bags in Emmett's hands, each item costs over $10,000. Some even hundreds of thousands. And he pays for all of it without a second thought. Meanwhile, I've been pinching pennies for 3 years. My monthly allowance from Carlos is actually huge, but I'm just a student, so I only take a small amount each time. I've never bought such expensive things for myself. I didn't want to squander his money. But why should I? I'm his wife, and I'm about to divorce him. So why not enjoy his money? I dial Philip. 1 minute later, the reservation is made. Let's go. Minutes later, we arrive at Alioth. The elevator doors open behind us. Carlos steps out with Olga on his arm. His eyes lock onto me. Throw her out! The floor manager wipes cold sweat from his forehead. Mr. Hilton. These are the guests arranged by Philip. Carlos doesn't care. He points directly at me. Emmett, drive her out of here and let the others stay. Olga looks ready to burst into laughter. She still thinks this is about her. Emmett doesn't move. Carlos's patience snaps. Emmett, can't you handle a trivial matter like this? Terrified, Emmett cracks under the pressure. No, Mr. Hilton, it's not like that. It's just that she is... Actually, she is. I wink at Emmett, signaling him to keep my secret. But Carlos sees it differently. He thinks I am flirting with his assistant. Emmett, don't judge people by appearance. Some look innocent, but they're filthy inside. My jaw clenches. He is humiliating me in public. Over one accidental kiss. I snap. Carlos, it was just a kiss. Why are you so cruel to me? My friends tug at my sleeves, terrified. Debbie, stop. That's Mr. Hilton. We can't afford to offend him. That only makes me angrier. So because he has money, he can humiliate me whenever he wants? You feel dirty because a filthy woman kissed you? You must feel so defiled by me. The entire floor goes silent. Olga glares at me, grinding her teeth. You drove me out once. Now you want to do it again? How arrogant. Do you think this entire mall belongs to you? Then Christina's voice trembles. Debbie. Shining International Plaza? It does belong to Mr. Hilton. I freeze. But then, I realize something. If this mall belongs to him, it belongs to me too. I am his wife. A smirk spreads across my face. Everyone stares at me like I have lost my mind. Only Emmett understands why I am laughing. Jared panics. He throws me over his shoulder and carries me out. Mr. Hilton, I'm so sorry. My friend is not herself today. After we disappear into the elevator, Carlos turns to Emmett. Give me her information. Emmett's legs nearly give out. If Carlos finds out I am his wife, Emmett will lose his job. He messages me immediately, desperate. I call him, laughing. Emmett, just remove everything about my connection to the Hilton family from my file. He's never even seen me before yesterday. Emmett hesitates. Think about it. I'm divorcing him. He's a busy man who travels abroad constantly. Will he even remember I exist? Then I play my final card. If you don't help me, I won't divorce him. Instead, I'll tell him every night that you're terrible at your job. You know what happens to people fired by Hilton Group? Emmett is scared to death. Yes, Mrs. Hilton, I'll do it right away. The next day, Emmett walks into Carlos's office with a folder. Carlos flips through my file. Only 2 pages. One is my school application. The other, a bare-bones profile. Age, school, hobbies. That is it. He stares at my photos. Simple clothes, jeans and a t-shirt. In some, I am grinning like I have just pulled a prank. His eyes linger. Just for a second, Emmett sees his chance. Miss Nelson really is beautiful. That photo went viral abroad. Talent scouts chased her for months. Even a director offered her a lead role. Carlos's gaze snaps up, which is ice cold. Emmett, have I been too kind to you recently? Emmett dives to the floor, gathering the scattered pages. He He hides his trembling hands. Miss Nelson's background is very mysterious. This is all I could find. Mysterious? Yesterday she pulled you aside and talked to you for a long time. You're not familiar? Emmett nearly breaks. Get out! Emmett flees. The door clicks shut. Carlos looks down at my photos on the floor. His face hardens. He drops a heavy document right on top of them, burying my face. Burying whatever he just feels. That same day, Casey grabs my arm at school. Run! You have to see this. We sprint to the faculty bulletin board. A massive announcement is posted. The crowd buzzes. Mr. Hilton donated $1 billion. To our faculty. My jaw tightens. A sharp voice cuts through the noise behind me. Wow! The aloof campus belle can also be infatuated with a man. I don't turn around. I don't need to. I know that voice. Gail Murphy steps closer, her tone dripping with contempt. You don't deserve Mr. Hilton at all. Don't think you can seduce him just because you're pretty. I grab Casey's arm and start walking away. Gail rushes around and blocks my path. Her hand shoots up to slap me. I catch her wrist midair. Effortless. If you don't let go of me, I'll teach you a lesson. Just you? I'm so scared. I shake off her hand and send her staggering backward. Gail rubs her wrist, face twisted with rage. Hit me if you dare. I will never. Slap. My palm cracks across her cheek before she finishes the sentence. The red mark blooms instantly. Her head snaps to the side. She stands frozen, ears ringing. How dare you? Slap me. You asked for it, right? To be honest, I've never heard such a ridiculous request all my life. Gail's nose started bleeding right after I slapped her. She touched it and screamed, "Bitch, I will kill you!" She lunged at me, but her friends yanked her back. Gail, calm down. You just had a nose job last month. What if it gets knocked? Gail froze instantly. Her face went pale. I laughed and walked away with Casey. But Gail wasn't done. She pulled out her phone and called her new boyfriend. Terrence, it's Debbie. She humiliated me. Terrence Perez, the dean's son. Don't cry, baby. I'll handle it. What do you want me to do? Give her a demerit on her record. Terrence chuckled. I can do that. But what about my proposal? Do you agree this time? Gail almost gagged, but she gritted her teeth. Okay. Back at the dorm, my phone rang. An unfamiliar number. Miss Nelson, this is Paul Harper, the dean's assistant. We've received a report that you caused trouble in a bar. The school board has decided to give you a demerit. I knew exactly what this was about. My birthday party, where I was the victim. Since you've already confirmed it, what's the use of raising an objection? Watch your attitude. The disciplinary notice will be issued in a few days. He hung up. Then my phone rang again. Debbie, how does it feel to get a demerit? Are you upset? That scratchy, obscene voice. Terrence, so it was you. You bullied my girlfriend. But I have an offer. If you're willing to sleep with me, I can make this disappear. I sneered. No, thanks. I don't want to get dirty. I hung up and blocked his number. Casey was furious. She dragged me straight to the dean's office. We knocked for a long time. No one answered. The dean isn't here. Let's just come back another day. I really didn't care about the demerit. The dean being gone? That was even better. Dean Brandon Perez paces at the school gate, sweating bullets. A stretch Lincoln limousine pulls up. Brandon practically sprints to it. Mr. Hilton, it's an honor. Thank you for the $1 billion investment. Carlos steps out in a custom black suit. He says nothing. Just nods. Brandon is shaking. He tries to ask about the construction plans. Carlos sees right through him. Every dollar goes to construction and teaching. Nothing else. Brandon's face turns red. He knows Carlos caught his embezzlement plan. Meanwhile, Casey and I come back from the dean's empty office. She is still fuming. Then we hear screaming. Students swarm the walkway. Mr. Hilton is here. Everyone is losing their minds. Casey spots the dean. She grabs my hand and yanks me forward. I lose my balance. I crash past a security guard and slam straight into Carlos. Silence. Everyone stops breathing. The campus belle just throws herself into the billionaire's arms. The crowd erupts. I look up. Carlos stares down at me like I'm dirt on his shoe. I jump back. Of all people to crash into. Especially after I ask for a divorce. Mr. Hilton, are you okay? I am fine. He straightens his wrinkled shirt like I contaminated him. That look, that arrogance. My blood boils. You're so reckless. Hurry up and... Mr. Perez! Check the evidence first. Why did Debbie get a demerit? It wasn't her fault. We'll discuss it later. Don't ruin Mr. Hilton's visit. Why later? Right here, right now, works. Brandon's face twists. He glares at me, signaling me to shut her up. I just smile. I also want to know why I got a demerit. Brandon can't explode in front of Carlos. He spins around and screams at his assistant. Paul, what happened? What? It was your order. You told Terrence to give Debbie a demerit. Brandon roars at Paul to shut up. But Paul is terrified. He points at Brandon in front of everyone. It's true. Terrence called me himself. Ask him. Brandon's face goes white. He knows his idiot son has done something stupid. Casey jumps on the chance and shouts out for everyone to hear.
So, the dean's son hands out demerits whenever he likes.
The crowd begins booing. Phones come out to film everything. Carlos stands to the side, watching in cold silence. Brandon sees his investment flashing before his eyes. He turns and roars for Terrence to be brought there immediately. Terrence shows up with Gail, totally clueless. Before he can even speak, his father yanks his ear.
You brat, apologize to her right now.
But Terrence sees me and just doubles down. He screams in my face.
Did you rat me out? You're dead meat, bitch.
A slap echoes across the yard. His own father can't take his shamelessness anymore. Terrence clutches his face and starts making up lies on the spot.
She seduced me. A woman who fights in bars deserves a demerit.
Casey isn't having it. She points a finger right at his face.
The whole school knows you chased her for half a year. She rejected you, so you framed her.
Terrence turns purple with rage. Gail immediately steps in with a pitiful act, fake tears welling up in her eyes.
He loves me now. Debbie did start the fight. If she isn't punished, everyone will break the rules.
Seeing Gail cry, some students start to murmur in agreement. Terrence gets arrogant again. That is when I take out my phone. I have been waiting for this moment. I press play. His disgusting voice booms from the speaker for everyone to hear.
If you sleep with me, I can deal with the demerit.
Gasps ripple through the crowd. Everyone turns to stare at him with pure fury. Terrence lunges at me, trying to smash my phone, screaming curses. But his father kicks him to the ground. He is desperate, still trying to lie his way out.
It's fake. Gail can prove she seduced me.
Gail nods frantically, her hands clasped together, swearing he is innocent. They are both so pathetic, trying to twist the truth one last time. I open my mouth to crush them with logic, but a cold voice cuts through the silence first.
Then why don't we check the audio?
Carlos's voice cuts through the chaos. I freeze. I don't expect him to help me, but when I look up, his eyes are cold and indifferent. My heart skips. I look away fast. Then I catch myself. Why should I feel guilty? I did nothing wrong. Carlos sees my reaction and sneers silently.
Emmett, what are you waiting for? Take the recording and check it.
Emmett snaps to attention and walks over. I hand him my phone. Terrence's face goes pale. Sweat breaks out on his forehead. He doesn't dare say a word. Less than 5 minutes later, Emmett returns.
Mr. Hilton, there's no problem with the recording. There's no trace of tampering in it.
But Carlos stares at him like he has said something wrong. Emmett has worked for Carlos for years. He knows that look. He swallows hard and starts to add something.
Never mind.
Carlos gestures for Emmett to return my phone. His eyes sweep over me briefly. Brandon had hoped to turn things around. Instead, everything gets worse. He grits his teeth and kicks his son again.
Mr. Hilton, I'm so sorry. I'll have the administration office cancel the demerit right now. It's not you who should apologize.
He looks directly at Terrence, who is on the ground, wincing.
Yes. Apologize to Debbie now.
Terrence stands up. His expression is full of insincerity.
I'm sorry. Debbie?
I give him a perfunctory glance.
Do you think a simple apology is going to put an end to this matter?
The other students erupt. They shout that the punishment should fit the crime. An oral apology is too forgiving. Any other student would have been expelled. Brandon's face turns deathly pale. He grits his teeth.
Of course, a simple apology is not enough. Terrence Perez will be expelled from school, and Gail Murphy will be given a warning.
Gail collapses to the ground. A warning would stain her academic record forever.
Dad, why? Those were just words of anger. You can't expel me for something so negligible.
Brandon's fists shake. He motions Paul to take them away. Before Terrence leaves, he glares at me with pure malice. Gail follows, gritting her teeth. Then she throws an angry glance back at me. Terrence and Gail are dragged away. Brandon orders the guards to clear the crowd. I am about to leave with Casey when a tall figure blocks my path. Carlos. His cold eyes pin me in place.
Are you pretending you don't remember me?
He looks me up and down and frowns.
I didn't expect you to be so forgetful and open.
I tilt my head. What is he talking about? Before I can fire back, he sneers and turns away.
Mr. Hilton, it's none of your business.
Emmett is sweating buckets the whole time. He scurries after Carlos, then turns back and bows to me twice with desperate eyes. The man looks ready to cry. Minutes later, inside the black Lincoln, Emmett clears his throat and takes a risk.
Mr. Hilton, it's not Debbie's fault. Those two students framed her. She's had a hard time in college.
Carlos shoots him an icy look.
Do you need a day off to have your eyes checked?
Emmett's mouth snaps shut. He quickly changes the subject to tomorrow's product launch. Carlos picks a random date. Some man's granddaughter. He doesn't even remember her name. Then, his phone buzzes. A message from an unknown number. Hello, Mr. Hilton. I'm your wife, whom you have never met before. Please take 1 minute out of your busy schedule to sign the divorce papers. Carlos stares at the screen for a few seconds. Then he types his reply.
Let's talk about it face-to-face tomorrow.
I text Carlos back immediately, no meeting. No thank you, Mr. Hilton, I'm busy. I don't want any of your properties. Hence, I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about. Carlos reads my message with curiosity. A young woman in her early 20s, no parents, and she doesn't want his money? Then he asks the question that makes me roll my eyes. Do you have a crush on anyone? I pause. What is this? A jealousy check from a husband I've never met? I tap my response. No, I don't. Mr. Hilton, please rest assured that I've never done anything bad in the past 3 years. Can you please just sign it? My fingers drum on the phone. What is taking so long? Finally, his reply comes through. Okay, but please talk to my grandfather about it. If he agrees, I'll sign the papers immediately. I stare at the screen, my eyes widening in disbelief. Carlos's grandfather? I don't even know who the man is. My father arranged this marriage before he died. He told me I wouldn't regret it. But now Carlos is dumping the problem on me. I type back furiously. He's your grandfather. Why don't you look for him yourself? You want me to be the bad guy? You wish. This cunning fox? 6 or 7 years older than me, and he is playing games. Carlos finds my anger amusing. His wife is a short-tempered child. He isn't in the mood to deal with me anymore. My grandfather is in New York. Why don't you look for him now? Then he tosses his phone aside. He has promised his grandfather he wouldn't divorce. But I am not part of that agreement. If I want out, I'll have to convince his grandfather first. I grit my teeth, seething with rage. He isn't going to sign those papers anytime soon, and I can't just fly to New York. I drop my phone and let out a heavy sigh. Later that afternoon, Casey notices my mood. Debbie, what's the matter with you? Are you going through an early menopause? I roll my eyes at her. I'm just so annoyed. Should I tell her that I am married to Carlos Hilton and desperately want a divorce? I burst into bitter laughter. She'd think I am insane. How about this? I'm going to a party tomorrow evening. You should come and take your mind off things. No, thank you. I am not in the mood. Not with this divorce hanging over my head. Famous people are attending. Celebrities, eligible bachelors, you name it. You'll regret not going. I push her face away and shake my head firmly. But Casey isn't taking no for an answer. She jumps up, rushes to the closet, and pulls out a gift box. I've already prepared a dress for you. It's your size. I stare at the dress in her hands. There is no getting out of this now. I have no choice but to agree. The next night, I step onto the cruise ship The Ocean in a wine-red off-shoulder dress Casey has picked for me. My hair is up, and I know I look untouchable. Casey takes one look at me and her jaw hits the floor.
Oh my god, Debbie, you look absolutely gorgeous.
She isn't wrong. Every man on that deck turns his head the second I walk on board. But I don't care about any of them. Casey rushes off to mingle with boys, leaving me alone. I find a quiet corner, hoping to just get through the night in peace. Then a man in a dark blue suit steps in front of me and shoves a glass of wine toward my face. Care to have a drink with me, miss? His eyes crawl all over me. Everything he wears screams money, but his gaze reeks of entitlement. Nearby, guys mutter that I have caught Louis Kent's eye. They say no woman can refuse him. His family is filthy rich. I look at him and say it plain.
Get lost.
Louis nearly chokes. His smug smile twists into a scowl. What did you say to me? Don't you know who I am? I snort.
I only know that great barkers are no biters.
He forces a fake smile and tries again, thinking he can buy his way in. Hold on. I'm always generous to my women. Don't be ungrateful. I narrow my eyes at him. Then I smile faintly and take the glass. Louis thinks he has won. His face goes all smug and satisfied. But I reach up, tilt the glass, and pour the entire thing over his head. Red wine soaks his precious hair and drips all over his expensive suit. He looks like a complete disaster. Gasps explode across the deck. Everyone freezes. Louis' face twists with pure rage. He raises his hand to slap me. But before his palm can swing down, a hand catches his wrist and clamps down hard. My eyes go wide. I know exactly who that grip belongs to. Louis spins around, ready to curse out whoever stopped him. Then all the blood drains from his face. Mr. Hilton. Carlos stands there in a tailored suit, towering over Louis like a predator. One cold look, one word, and Louis flees like a beaten dog. But the last person I want to see right now is this bastard Carlos.
Thanks, I guess.
I turn to leave, but Carlos grabs my wrist and yanks me back. His eyes are full of disgust when he looks at me.
Sorry if I messed up your plan to hook up with a man. Are you mad?
Hook up with a man? What the hell is he talking about?
Dressed so sexily, but ignoring everyone. Is this how you seduce rich men?
Seduce rich men? Is he insane? Louis approached me first. Everyone saw it. And now I'm the schemer.
Are you out of your mind?
What? Did my words hit a sore spot?
Before I can explode, a voice cuts in from behind me.
Debbie.
It's Curtis Loftus, my college president. And he's not alone. He introduces his girlfriend, Colleen Smith, then says something that makes my blood boil.
Carlos helped solve the school problem yesterday. You two are destined to meet.
I don't think so.
We glare at each other while Colleen laughs and drags Curtis away. The moment they're gone, I turn on Carlos and hiss through my teeth.
You keep showing up out of nowhere. Are you trying to get my attention?
That depends. Do I have it now?
Yes. I suppose your plan is a success.
Before he can react, I grab his tie and pull him toward me. I stand on tiptoe, my face inches from his, a dangerous smile spreading across my lips. I smile at Carlos. Slow. Seductive. I grab his tie and pull him close. His heart skips. I see it in his eyes. Then I shove him hard toward the swimming pool. But Carlos is faster. His hand shoots out and grabs my dress. He yanks me into his arms. We hit the water together with a thunderous splash. Every head on the cruise ship turns.
Mr. Hilton. Mrs. Hilton.
Carlos climbs out first. Soaking wet. Furious. I follow. But something is wrong. My dress is torn. My skin is exposed. The wet fabric clings to my body, hiding nothing. Men stare. I feel naked. Then a black suit jacket drops over my shoulders. Carlos. Before I can speak, he lifts me off the ground.
Is this your way of seducing me? Great. Just great.
I want to kill him.
Don't move a muscle, unless you want everyone to see your scantily clad body.
He is right. I stay still. The entire ship watches in silence. He carries me away from the crowd. Through a door. Into a dark room. He kicks the door shut behind us. No lights. Just his body pressing me against the door. His hands pin my wrists. His lips crush mine. When he finally pulls back, his forehead rests against mine.
Tell me, how much would it cost for me to sleep with you for a night?
My blood boils.
Fuck you.
But his wet shirt shows every muscle, every hard line of his chest. Water drips from his hair to his collarbone. Damn him. He is sexy. My mind screams no. My body betrays me. He sneers. He doesn't notice my trance.
Do you still want to play hard to get? My wealth is incomparable to everyone on this ship. Just give me a number and I'll...
Carlos's voice snaps me back to reality. He wants a price for the night.
Just give me a number.
Rage burns through me. He really sees me as a whore. I clench my fists so hard, my nails dig into my palms. I take a breath, calm myself, and smile at him.
$1 billion.
Carlos freezes. For a second, I think I have won. But then, he scoops me up and throws me onto the bed.
Let's see if you're worth that much.
He tears at my dress. My skin is exposed. I throw a punch at his handsome face.
What the fuck, Carlos? Get off me.
He enjoys watching me struggle. His warm breath grazes my bare skin, but his provocation clears my mind. I wrap my arms around his neck and smile. He is surprised. His guard drops for just a split second. I seize the moment and drive my knee hard into his crotch. All the color drains from Carlos's face. His grip goes slack.
No money, no product testing, Mr. Hilton. Goodbye.
I shake off his limp hand, slide out from under him, and slam the door behind me. Outside, Curtis, Colleen, and Casey are waiting with security, ready to break down the door.
Thank God, Debbie. Did he do anything to you? No.
I am perfectly fine. Carlos, on the other hand, definitely isn't. But I don't care. Colleen helps me change into fresh clothes. Then they escort Casey and me off the ship.
Rest well when you get home. I'll take care of Carlos.
Casey and I leave. As we go, Curtis tells Colleen it isn't yet time to reveal the truth about something. Later that night, Curtis finds Carlos alone in a dark room. The powerful man is just staring out the window, smoking.
Carlos, she's still young. Don't stoop to her level.
Carlos doesn't say a single word back. Curtis thinks he is being ignored, but that isn't the real reason. The truth is, Carlos can't speak. He is still in absolute agony from where I need him. A video of me kissing Carlos explodes onto the screen at his own product launch. The reporters have their cameras ready, waiting for a new gadget. Instead, they get me. The vice general manager clicks to the next slide, and there I am, forcing myself on Carlos. My voice plays out loud. As compensation, I'll give you $2,000. The room goes into chaos. Cameras swivel toward Carlos. His face hardens. His eyes fill with pure disgust as he recognizes the bar footage. He thinks it is my plan. The broadcast is live. The whole world watches. Hilton Group traces the hack fast. The culprit is Gail. Her punishment comes down hard. Immediate expulsion, no other school will touch her. Her academic life is over in a blink. I am not surprised. Only an idiot like Gail would pull that stunt at a Hilton event. But I sigh, knowing my Aunt Lucinda will be heartbroken. When I walk into the Murphy home, Sebastian is already raging. How could I raise such a stupid daughter? Mr. Hilton sent my company a warning because of you. Gail sits curled on the sofa, sobbing into her hands. Lucinda presses her temple, exhausted. I step in and speak.
Uncle Sebastian.
He spins around, guilt filling his face. Lucinda comes and holds my hand. Debbie, how are you? Did Mr. Hilton? Before I can answer, Gail shrieks.
What the hell are you doing here? Get out. You're not welcome.
Shut up, Gail. His roar makes her shrink, but she still burns with resentment. She blames me for everything. I ignore her and tug his sleeve.
Uncle Sebastian, please don't be angry. Think about your blood pressure.
He deflates onto the sofa, defeated. Gail's fury snaps again.
Debbie, quit buttering up to my parents. Your father's dead, and your mother abandoned you.
A slap cracks across her face. Gail shrieks in pure pain. A crisp slap echoes. My Aunt Lucinda's hand strikes Gail across the face. I stand there, expressionless. Slapping her isn't enough. My aunt grabs a feather duster and swings it hard. Mom. The innocent act from school is completely gone. This is the real Gail, mean and willful. My Uncle Sebastian just sits there, rubbing his temples in defeat. But seeing my aunt, that heartbroken still hurts me. I step in and stop her arm. Aunt, you've already hit Gail. I think she knows what she did wrong now. Debbie, stay out of this. You've pleaded for her since you were little. She never learns. Later, I sit with Lucinda. It is time to ask the question Gail has stirred up. Aunt, who's my mother? Why did my father refuse to tell me about her? Lucinda's expression shatters. She slams her teacup down hard. Tea splashes across the table as her face turns gloomy. Don't ask about her. That woman is heartless. Forget about her. She abandoned me and my father days after I was born. That is all I get. Then, my aunt asks me the other heavy question. Have I met my husband? Yes. But I want a divorce. I'm too young for a nominal marriage. All right, whatever you decide, I'm with you. Back on campus, Gail is waiting for me with a smug look. She is back in school, convinced Carlos has saved her because he likes her. I'm telling you, it was Carlos. He must have a crush on me. Go away, you psycho. Your father's dead, Debbie. I'll just marry someone richer and more powerful than your damn husband. I let out a slow breath. She has no idea. No need. You've already lost. She can't beat Carlos. No one can. Only I know that secret. She lunges at me. I cock my fist back. One more step and your face is mush. She retreats, screaming that no man will ever want me. A rumor hits the campus forum minutes later. I am a lesbian. I ignore it all and catch my flight to New York to end this marriage. I call Emmett for Carlos's grandfather's address. What I get back is a hospital location. Hospital? Why is he in the hospital? What's wrong? I get off the plane in New York and call Emmett right away. He gives me a hospital address instead of a home address.
Hospital? Why is he in the hospital? What's wrong?
Emmett pauses on the other end.
Mrs. Hilton, where are you?
I'm in New York. Just got off the plane. It's freezing out here.
He sounds shocked. He didn't think I would actually fly there alone. He tells me to find a coffee shop and wait for a car. The snow is coming down hard. I say yes. The car takes me straight to the ICU. An old man lies in that bed, tubes everywhere, body thin and wasted. He hasn't woken up in over 3 years. My chest tightens. This is Carlos's grandfather. I come here to ask him about our divorce, but he can't even speak. I text Carlos.
Why did you not tell me about your grandfather's condition?
His reply is short.
You didn't ask.
Emmett arranges for me to stay at Carlos's villa on Mountain Avenue. His suits hang in the closet. His things are everywhere. I am exhausted. More than 10 hours in the air, straight to the hospital. I shower and pass out the second my head hits his pillow. Then I get a message from Gail. My Aunt Lucinda has been in an accident. I call Uncle Sebastian. He says it isn't bad, but I can't stay. I pack up and rush to the airport. Minutes after my plane takes off, Carlos's plane lands in New York. We miss each other completely. 6 days later, Carlos flies back too. He doesn't even have time to rest. He heads straight to Orchid Private Club for a meeting. Traffic jam, evening rush hour. Carlos rolls down the window and lights a cigarette. That's when he sees a fight in the alley. 7 men have cornered one woman against a wall. One of them raises his fist. The woman kicks him hard. Emmett's eyes go wide.
Carlos? Isn't that Debbie?
Carlos stubs out his cigarette.
Shut up.
He already knows. That woman fighting 7 men is me. Emmett reaches for the door to help.
If you get out of this car, don't bother getting in again.
Emmett freezes. Carlos isn't worried. He has seen me take down 9 guards before. He tells Emmett to walk to the club while he parks the car. In the alley, I stand panting. The thugs have run off. They were hired. But by who? I don't get the chance to find out. Then I hear footsteps behind me. Steady and heavy. My body goes on full alert. I spin around and slash my hand toward him. He moves behind me in the same instant I turn. My eyes narrow. He is a professional. The guards on the cruise ship, those thugs just now, none of them could touch this guy. I haven't even seen his face yet. Friend or foe? And if he is the enemy, did I just meet my match? I quickly distance myself from the man and spin around to see who he is. But he leaps behind me again, like a shadow I can't shake. It happens over and over. My frustration finally boils over.
Are you here to fight or just make fun of me? Face me like a man.
He snorts. That laugh sends goosebumps down my arms. I know that sound. Carlos. Again. His familiar figure appears in front of me, disdain written all over his face. I clench my fists. I don't care that he is better at kung fu.
Fight me or leave.
He just laughs harder.
Stop laughing like an idiot.
Carlos rests both hands in his pockets and speaks casually.
Fight you? You're too weak to fight me.
I fall for the provocation and swing my fist at his face. He dodges effortlessly and keeps mocking me.
How rude. At this rate, no man will want you as a girlfriend.
I attack with everything I have, but nothing lands.
That's none of your business. Even if you were the only man in the world, you'd never have me.
His eyes darken. Then he gives me a suggestive grin.
I see. So you want me to have you?
My face burns red. The bastard is a womanizer. Before I can strike again, his phone rings. He ignores it. He grabs my fist and pushes me against the wall. Trapping my wrists above my head, he presses his body against mine. I can't move an inch.
I have a score to settle. Last time you kneed me in the crotch. What if that made me impotent? You'll have to take responsibility.
Then I spot Emmett nearby and call out in desperation.
Emmett, help me. Your boss is in heat.
Emmett freezes, then turns and runs.
I saw nothing.
Damn it! He disappears. There is no one left to save me. I force a fake smile and try a softer approach.
Carlos, a generous man like you would forgive me, right? I'm just a weak girl.
You? A weak girl? Are you kidding me?
Then he releases one arm, slides his hand behind me, and pinches my ass. I stand frozen, mouth agape. Did he really just do that?
You jerk.
But his smile vanishes. He lets go, adjusts his suit, and turns cold as ice.
Stay away from me from now on.
He walks away without looking back. Later, I meet Christina at her street performance. Only one person has put $5 in her box. I pick up the guitar and start singing, trying to forget my annoying husband. Meanwhile, Carlos finally arrives at Orchid Private Club 10 minutes late. The client Lee has been throwing a tantrum, but on seeing Carlos, he forces a flattering smile. Carlos, you're finally here. Carlos glances at Lee's outstretched hand, ignores it, and sits on the couch. Lee's face sours. He tries again, offering to pour wine. Emmett blocks the bottle immediately.
Sorry, Lee. Carlos has delicate digestion and cannot drink alcohol.
Embarrassment spreads across Lee's face. Carlos has initiated this partnership, but now he is acting like he is the boss. And Lee can't understand why. Marvin Lee tries to hand Carlos a contract, but my husband won't even take a glass of wine. Carlos reads it for 2 minutes, then throws the papers on the table.
I won't sign the contract.
But Carlos, as per our last conversation, you agreed to.
Do you think I'm stupid? The trap in these clauses is obvious.
He walks out without looking back, leaving Marvin pale with cold sweat. Minutes later, I am singing on the street outside the Orchid Private Club with Christina. I see Carlos stop dead in his tracks several hundred meters away. He changes direction and walks right toward my singing spot. Marvin follows, and when he sees Carlos is interested in me, he makes his stupid move. He throws a thick wad of cash into my iron box. Sing a song for our Carlos. Make him smile, and I'll give you more. I stop playing, humiliated and fuming mad. I force a sweet smile and look right at my so-called husband.
Sure, I'll be glad to. I hope you enjoy it.
I skip the whole first part of the song and go straight to the climax. Every word is directed at him.
I pray your brakes go out running down a hill. I pray a flower pot falls and knocks you in the head. I pray all your dreams never come true.
The whole crowd goes dead silent. Carlos lowers his head and rubs his brow, his face completely unreadable.
Since she can swim, you, Emmett, dig a hole and bury her alive.
The crowd gasps. Bury her alive? I hear them murmur, but I know Carlos. He is not joking. I pack my guitar and grab Christina's wrist, ready to run. Then Emmett leans in and whispers something into Carlos's ear.
Carlos, this girl you just asked us to bury is Debbie Nelson.
Carlos just stares at him like he is an idiot.
Your wife. Your wife's name is also Debbie Nelson.
Carlos's face changes. It goes from indifferent to stunned to completely and utterly shocked. I stop running. My identity is out. I let go of Christina and walk right back to him.
I dumped you, Carlos. Remember to sign the divorce agreement.
He is so angry he can't even speak. He just points a shaking hand at my back as I leave. Finally, he snaps out of it and kicks Emmett's leg as hard as he can.
Why didn't you say so earlier? Go carry bricks at a construction site. I don't want to see your face for a year.
Much later, Christina and I sit exhausted on a bench, trying to catch our breath. I am sure he will sign the divorce papers now. Just as we hail a taxi to go back to the dormitory, my phone rings. It is Philip. Philip's name flashes on my phone. My stomach drops.
Hello, Philip.
He tells me to come back to the villa. No explanation. I have been hiding in the dorm ever since I handed him those divorce papers. Now I stand outside the Assassin Villa, heart pounding. Every light is on. I open the door quietly and slip inside. Carlos sits on the couch, eyes shut. Philip stands nearby, mid-report. I freeze in the doorway. Neither of them looks at me. Philip recites my life like a criminal record. Failed college entrance exam. Ranked last in high school. Then he pauses. I silently beg him to stop.
Continue.
Philip sighs. He spills everything. Gang fights. Forming a gang at the university. Smashing a teacher's desk. My fists clench. Gail. She must have told the dean. Carlos finally opens his eyes and stares straight at me.
Enough. Clean a room for me.
Philip hurries upstairs. I stand there, frozen under Carlos's cold glare. My heart nearly stops. This man isn't just my annoying husband anymore. This is Carlos Hilton, the man who could bury me with a single order.
Come.
My legs move before my brain can catch up. I stop 3 meters away. I can't lift my head. My hands grip my shirt like a scared kid.
I'll move in from today on. I forbid you to live in the dorm.
My eyes widen. This can't be happening.
I'll drive you to the university every morning.
Freedom. Gone. Just like that. I raise my head to argue, but his eyes silence me. He has no plans to sign those divorce papers. That much is clear. I have tried to divorce him for freedom. Instead, I have trapped myself tighter. He stands and walks upstairs without another word. I collapse onto the couch, wiping cold sweat from my forehead. This is the real Carlos. Powerful, terrifying, and now he is my warden. I grab my phone and search his name. Nothing. No information anywhere. I am married to a ghost. A ghost who now controls my every move. Maybe I should just talk to him. Reason with him. Then I remember his eyes. The man doesn't listen. He commands, and I have no choice but to obey. I spend the whole night beating myself up. If I had just asked Philip about Carlos sooner, I never would have dared cross him. Regret hits me hard. Why did I keep provoking him? I lift a rock only to drop it on my own feet. The next morning, I wake up half an hour early with dark circles under my eyes. My plan is simple. Sneak out before Carlos notices. But when I reach the first floor, there he is, eating breakfast in a black shirt. Debbie, come eat. No way. I bolt for the door. I shout, I am in a hurry. Then a cold voice freezes me mid-step. Stop. My breath hitches. I turn around, panicked about what to call him. Sir, I have something urgent to finish. So I'll be leaving now. Carlos furrows his brows, then wipes his lips with a napkin. I'll drive you to the university after you have breakfast. I want to refuse, but the memory of being thrown into the sea and threatened with being buried alive shuts me right up. I sit as far away from him as possible. I can barely eat. Sweat covers my forehead by the time I finish. When he stands up, I just grab my backpack and follow him out. Carlos sits in the back. My spine shivers at the thought of sitting next to him. I try the passenger seat. It is full of his stuff. No choice. I get in back and lean against the door like he is the plague. 20 minutes later, the car stops at the university entrance. Heads turn instantly. The car is an Emperor, worth tens of millions of dollars. Thank you, sir. Goodbye. I run out like a wild animal is chasing me. Students start gossiping immediately. They know I usually ride a BMW. Now they are spreading theories. Rich mistress? But that doesn't fit my tomboy reputation. Jared sees me and his jaw drops. Tomboy, am I dreaming? I catch the dirty look in his eyes. He actually thinks I have slept with Carlos. I slap him hard on the back. Then I quickly cover up. I claim the car belonged to my wealthy family. He buys it, but the rumor still spreads like wildfire across campus. In the classroom, I bury my head in my arms, seething at myself. I thought I was brave, but in front of him, I turn into a coward who can't even mention divorce. I purposely flirt with other guys to enrage him. He should have signed the papers, but he doesn't. I just cannot understand that man. Casey's voice suddenly pulls me back to reality. Hey guys, tomorrow is Christina's birthday. We're going to have a party in a bar tomorrow night. If you're coming with us, please go to Dixon to enter your name. At Christina's birthday party, the private booth is packed with students. Casey announces the rules for Truth or Dare.
Whoever loses this round has to make out with the opposite sex for a minute.
The boys cheer. The girls blush. And then Christina loses.
I quit.
She runs for the door, but people already block it. Trapped, she scans the room and points straight at me.
Debbie, honey, why don't you give in to me?
I laugh and dodge her kiss.
Seriously? I'm not a real boy. Get a hold of yourself.
Dixon pulls Christina away from me. She turns, grabs his collar, and plants her lips on his. The booth erupts. When she finally lets go, both of them are red as tomatoes.
This was my first kiss.
It was my first kiss too.
I grin and push them toward each other.
You gave each other your first kisses. Why don't you just start dating?
The crowd goes wild, shouting at Dixon to man up. But I'm already drowning myself in alcohol. Bottle after bottle, I drink more than I ever have. Carlos has turned my life upside down. And tonight I just want to forget. By the time the party ends, I am blackout drunk. I stand up and immediately stagger.
Who's still sober? Someone take Debbie home.
A boy in the corner raises his hand. Gregory. I didn't drink too much. I'll take her. Jared gives him my address. Easaston Villa. Gregory freezes. That place is for the richest and most powerful in Alarith. He lifts me into a taxi and stares at my flushed face. He has been my high school classmate for 3 years, but never once spoke to me. He loves my cheerful spirit, my bubbly character. He thinks I would choose music or sports. I am gifted at both, but he sees himself without talent in either. The only thing he can do is cheer for me from the stands during long-distance races, loving me from a long, long distance. That is his only idea of how to love me. My head throbs. The alarm screams noon. I fumble for my phone, still dizzy from last night. Jared's voice cuts through the haze.
Tomboy, were you still asleep? It's 12 o'clock already.
I squint at the sun blazing through my window. Then the question hits me. I ask how I got home.
Gregory sent you home. Don't you remember?
Gregory, the quiet classmate. He carried me back here, but Jared isn't finished.
I remember him saying that he ran into your brother and handed you over to him.
I freeze.
Tomboy, since when do you have a brother? How come I didn't know that?
I don't have a brother. Only one man lives in this villa. Carlos. Gregory had called my husband brother to his face. The memory of last night is a blur. Blackout drunk. I lift the covers fast, still wearing yesterday's clothes. Relief hits me. Nothing happened. But the fear doesn't leave. Did Carlos see me wasted? Did he take advantage? Across town, Gregory had watched Carlos carry me inside. He had seen the expensive villa, the luxury car, the cold, distinguished man. He assumed the man was my older brother, polite, respectful. Well, brother, I should better take my leave. Have a good night then. Carlos didn't correct him. He just carried me upstairs, disgusted by the stench of alcohol. In my room, I thrash on the bed, thirsty, desperate. I grab his hand, something I would never do sober. He brings water. When he leans down, I pull him onto the bed. Our lips touch. He freezes. Then he kisses me back. His breathing grows ragged. His body reacts. But I am already out cold, dead asleep. Carlos pulls back, frustrated, his face livid. He has been tempted, and then denied. Back in my room, Jared's voice crackles through the phone.
Yoo-hoo. Debbie, why aren't you talking? Are you there?
I can't answer. I am too busy realizing Carlos now has another reason to hate me. Jared stares at the connected call. I wake up with my head splitting open. Jared's voice buzzes through the phone. Last night, I got blackout drunk. Then the memory hits me. Gregory brought me home, and Carlos saw everything.
Oh, thank God.
I'm still in yesterday's clothes, but that doesn't mean I'm safe. Carlos has been sticking his nose into everything lately. Getting drunk right under his roof? He'll bury me alive. Then an idea strikes. I'll cook him dinner and take it to his office to soften him up. Brilliant plan. Except for one tiny problem. I've never cooked anything in my life. I drag Julie into the kitchen. The poor woman becomes my teacher for the afternoon. The kitchen sounds like a war zone. Oil sizzles everywhere. Pans crash. Julie wipes sweat from her forehead. By 5:30, I pack the food into a meal box. Julie stares at it like it might be toxic. Next stop, Hilton Group headquarters. The building towers 88 floors into the sky, connected to another skyscraper by aerial bridges. I walk in wearing a white shirt, jeans, and sneakers. My purple hair is in a bun. I look like a college kid. A secretary at the front desk sizes me up like I'm lost. Excuse me, miss. How can I help you?
I'm here for Carlos Hilton.
Every head within earshot turns. The name drops like a bomb. Rhonda's expression twists. Nobody here calls the boss by his full name. Are you a fan of Carlos? I'm sorry. Carlos is very busy. He does not have time to meet fans today.
I'm not his fan. I'm his family.
Rhonda bursts out laughing. Sarcasm drips off her face. Young girl, it's wrong to lie. Carlos's family is in the U.S. Everybody knows it. She waves her hand like I'm trash to be swept away. I narrow my eyes. Fine. I dial Philip's number right in front of her.
Philip, I'm at Carlos's company right now, but there is this old lady who wouldn't let me go upstairs.
Rhonda's face freezes. I just called her old lady. Whom did you call old lady? I'm under 30.
You might be under 30, but the way you talk to people makes you sound like you're over 40.
Before she can spit back, the phone on her desk rings. She looks at the caller ID. Her face turns ghost white. It's the CEO's office.
Send her up.
2 words. That's all it takes. Rhonda's legs go numb. She grips the desk to stay upright. Her hands tremble as she hangs up. Hello, miss. Please come with me. The cold secretary is gone. Now she is drowning in her own sweat. I'm so sorry. I didn't know who you are. Please?
You don't need to explain. I understand.
She looks surprised. Probably expected me to get her fired. I'm really sorry. I won't do that again. 2 years at this desk. She has learned how to deal with problems. After dealing with the front desk, I follow the secretary, Rhonda, to the 66th floor. She is still terrified I'll have her fired. I just shrug and tell her it's fine.
Which floor is his office on? I can go there myself.
But the woman is too scared of Carlos to disobey his direct order. Once we reach the top, a secretary named Tristan takes over. He eyes me with a curious professional smile and leads me to the door. The moment I step into Carlos's massive office, I freeze. He lifts his head from his work. His stare is razor sharp. I clutch the meal box in my hands like it's a bomb.
Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt. I made this at home. I'd like it if you could have a taste.
Carlos raises a single eyebrow. Complete disbelief is written on his face. He thinks I'm too stubborn for this. This must be a trick. I open the thermal box to prove my sincerity. A thick, burnt stench instantly pollutes his pristine office. Carlos recoils. His nose wrinkles in pure disgust.
It may look awful, but it tastes good. Julie said so. You should have a try.
Forcing a hopeful smile, I hand him the chopsticks. He doesn't want to take them, but my expectant look traps him. He holds the chopsticks like they weigh a ton. I point at the dishes, finally seeing them clearly for the first time.
This is dongpo tofu, and this black lump was supposed to be red braised pork.
I giggle nervously, but it only makes the silence heavier.
Oh, these are boiled shrimps. They didn't turn black.
I finally confess the real reason I came.
Carlos, I shouldn't have gotten drunk. I won't cause you any more trouble. Will you forgive me?
I widen my eyes, trying to look innocent. He just stares. Then, slowly, he nods. A wave of joy washes over me. But then I see the chopsticks haven't moved.
You haven't taken a bite yet.
Carlos's face turns to stone. He wisely aims for the shrimp. I slap my hand over the chopsticks to stop him.
Shrimps need healing. Leave that for last. Try the other dishes first.
Carlos's expression darkens. He drops the shrimp and picks up the burnt braised pork. He puts it in his mouth. He chews once. His whole body goes rigid. He can't hold it. He spits it directly into the trash bin. He grabs his water glass and drains the whole thing, trying to wash out the bitter, salty poison.
Is it that bad?
Carlos looks into my confused eyes. His voice is colder than ice.
Are you really here to apologize? Because I think you are really here to provoke me.
His suspicion is right. The girl in front of him is the same Hellraiser from the cruiser and the club. How could he have been so gullible to believe I was actually here to make amends? My heart hammers as I stammer to explain myself.
That's not true. My apology is sincere. I'm really sorry for offending you.
But Carlos cuts me off, impatient.
Enough. Go away. You are forbidden to go into the kitchen ever again.
I hold back my questions and answer like a good girl.
Got it. I'm sorry for disturbing your work.
I pick up the meal box. But before I step out, I turn back.
Carlos, could you sign the divorce papers?
His face darkens with a knowing sneer. He has seen right through my little act, so I come out with the truth.
Yes, I just want the divorce. Why else would I do this?
Then he drops the same impossible condition again.
Ask my grandfather's permission. I'll sign as long as he says yes.
My temper almost explodes. I dash toward his desk but clench my fists.
How can a comatose patient give consent?
That's not your problem. Now get out.
I storm out speechless. Inside the waiting BMW, I sit in the back seat, staring at the meal box. Debbie, did Carlos eat the dinner you cooked? I shake my head. Then I open the box and take a bite of my braised pork. I spit it out immediately. The taste is beyond disgusting. No wonder he thought I was trying to poison him. That night, past 10, I hear Carlos return. I slip downstairs and heat a glass of milk. I stand in the dark kitchen, waiting. When he walks in, I speak.
Carlos.
He jumps, genuinely startled.
Dear God, what are you doing at this hour? Why aren't you asleep?
I stifle my laughter and hand him the glass.
Carlos, this is for you.
He eyes me with suspicion, but drinks it anyway. Too fast. Before I can warn him the milk is scalding hot, he rushes to the bin and spits it all out. His face twists in pain. I bite my cheeks so hard they turn cherry red.
You, go to sleep.
I scurry to my room and burst into wild laughter. A small, sweet revenge. But the divorce problem still gnaws at me. Being defiant doesn't work. Pleasing him doesn't work either. Maybe a nice gift tomorrow will soften him up enough to sign those papers. The next morning, Carlos sits alone at the dining table when Julie serves breakfast.
Did she cook dinner on her own yesterday?
The next morning, Julie clears up the misunderstanding about my cooking. She cooked every dish several times. She even got burns from the hot oil. Carlos's anger vanishes. He just nods and starts his breakfast. Later, I drag Casey and Christina to the mall. My mission? buy Carlos an apology present to soften him up for the divorce papers. But 2 hours pass and I buy nothing. His suits are custom. His watches cost more than my entire savings. What do you get a man who owns everything? My friends start complaining hard. Why do you suddenly want to give him a present? It's not even his birthday. I can't tell them it's a bribe for my freedom. I just grab their bags and keep walking. Then I remember an embroidered box in a store window I passed earlier. I rush back to the suit shop and point at it. I'd like to see that sapphire set, please. The shop assistant shows me a brooch and a collar pin. They are stunning, but the price tag stops my heart. $188,000. That's basically all my savings. I hesitate for a long moment. Then I press my lips tight and decide to go for it. But before I can move, a familiar, annoying voice cuts me off from behind. Wrap up the accessories I just looked at. It's Gail, the self-proclaimed queen bee from school. The shop assistant looks at me, embarrassed. I'm sorry, miss, but this lady already agreed to purchase this set. Gail sneers. She didn't even want this until she saw me holding it. Debbie, luck is not on your side today. I saw that box first. My friends finally catch up, red-faced and out of breath. But I ignore them. I walk straight to the cashier, slap Gail's hand off the box, and push her aside. Why didn't you buy it earlier? Now I have my eyes on it. Settle the account. Be quick. Gail's face twists with fury. She is outnumbered 3-1 and she knows it. So she whips out her phone and calls her boyfriend. Victor, please come to Enjoy Suit Shop. Someone is bullying me. Her voice is soft and fake. It makes me cringe, but I don't care. Let her call backup. I slam my bank card on the counter and glare at the cashier with a fierce look. Settle the account. But the cashier freezes. Her face goes pale. The name Victor rings a loud, alarming bell in her head. Is he the vice general manager of this entire mall? She looks at me, then at Gail, her hands trembling. She is too afraid to move. The cashier freezes, refusing to take my card. She knows exactly who Gail has called. Miss, please wait. That lady called our vice general manager. Gail stands there with that fake, innocent look I know too well. I walk straight up to her.
I know you were the one who snitched on me to the dean. Twice now you've stabbed me in the back and won. But today's different. Provoke me again, and you'll be the one losing.
Gail's face goes pale. Her voice shakes.
I didn't tell the dean anything.
But her trembling gives her away. I don't need proof to know the truth. Christina and Casey giggle behind me. They know I am bluffing. I would never actually beat up my own cousin. But Gail doesn't know that restraint. She raises her voice so the whole store can hear.
Who do you think you are? Everyone knows your little secret. That BMW you ride around in? From your sugar daddy, right? An old man. The pin won't even suit him.
The shoppers turn and stare at me. Judgmental eyes everywhere. I slam my palm on the counter. The sound silences the murmuring. Casey rushes forward, fuming.
How dare you make up lies to frame her? Apologize to Debbie right now.
Gail backs into a corner, but then her savior walks in. A thin, frail man in his 30s in a black suit. Gail throws herself into his arms.
Victor, you're finally here. I was scared to death.
This is her boyfriend? 10 years older than her. I feel sick. My aunt and uncle would be heartbroken if they knew. Victor pats her back, then turns to the staff.
Who bullied my girlfriend?
Every sales lady shakes their head fast. Nobody wants trouble. Victor's eyes land on me. A dirty grin spreads across his face. I almost threw up right there.
Miss, let my girlfriend have the item. I'll find you another nice pin.
No, I only want this one. Nobody forces me to give it up.
I turn to the cashier with a deadly glare.
Pack it now, or I'll sue this store.
Victor's face goes red.
Don't sell it to her. I'm the vice general manager, and you do as I say.
He actually pulls rank. But my husband owns this entire mall. I give him a scornful look. Victor orders the cashier to pack the item for Gail and let her pay. Wait, Gail has to pay for her own gift? Some boyfriend. Gail pulls out her wallet, heading for the counter. That is it. I have had enough. I snatch the wallet straight from her hands and hurl it out of the store.
Bitch, what did you just do?
The wallet lands outside, cash and cards spilling. A crowd instantly gathers around it. I snatch Gail's wallet and hurl it out of the store.
You keep messing with me. I'll beat you up for real.
I shake my fist. Gail's face goes white. She dodges my eyes and runs out to grab her wallet.
Bully my girlfriend again? I'll have security throw you out of the mall.
I just roll my eyes. Throw me out? Go ahead. But in my head, one face pops up. Carlos. The only man on earth I actually fear. Right then, a crowd gathers. People point at the store, gossiping about the commotion. Outside, Carlos is doing an unannounced inspection. He sees the wallet fly out. His face darkens. The general manager beside him breaks into a cold sweat. Victor grabs my wrist and gets in my face.
You dare touch me? You're done.
Casey and Christina move to help. I signal them to stop. Then I grab his arm, twist, and throw him over my shoulder. The crowd gasps. Some even applaud.
Let go of me.
I release him. He struggles up, furious, and raises his hand to slap me. I block his arm and kick him hard in the crotch.
Who do you think you are? Tomboy, you're awesome. Tomboy, you're so handsome. I love you.
Outside, Carlos hears everything. His wife being called tomboy. His expression twists. The crowd parts for his menacing figure. He steps into the store. Victor staggers up again and lunges to slap me, but an arm blocks him from behind. I look up and freeze. Ice shoots down my spine. Carlos. Again, everywhere I go, he is there. He shakes Victor off like trash. Victor rolls 3 meters across the floor. The crowd laughs, but I don't laugh. My knees go weak. The fearless woman who just threw a grown man vanishes. I clench my clothes and lower my head. Obedient, terrified, Carlos stares at my now timid act, then turns to a saleslady.
What happened?
Gail's eyes light up. She remembers him. He didn't punish her at the launch event. She thinks that means something.
Carlos, I'm Gail Murphy. I saw a collar pin first. She took it. Victor tried to reason with her, but she beat him instead.
She doesn't mention Victor is her boyfriend. Trying to pick up my husband right in front of me, Carlos doesn't spare her a single glance.
Where's the collar pin?
A salesgirl hands him the embroidered box. He opens it and looks at the pin and brooch inside. His eyes stay on the sapphire set. Then his gaze flicks to me, calculating. Why would I fight this hard for cufflinks and a brooch? Was I just causing trouble, or was this something else? The general manager steps forward with a flattering smile. Carlos, please let me handle this. The name hits the crowd like a thunderclap. Women in the hallway gasp and start shrieking. Carlos, the CEO of Hilton Group. My friends are stunned, but my blood runs cold. Security guards rush in and seal off the store. Only the people involved remain inside. Across from me, Gail's eyes burn with raw ambition. She straightens her back, tilts her head, and tries to look like an innocent doe. I see her about to speak. I see her try to charm my husband. Not today. I panic and make a choice. I shove my fear down my throat and run to Carlos. I wrap both arms around his arm and press myself against him.
Carlos, I was threatened by her.
My voice comes out sickeningly sweet, like a helpless little flower. Casey and Christina drop their jaws. They think I have lost my mind. But Carlos doesn't shake me off. He just looks at me, face deadpan. So I pout my lips and stomp my feet.
I wanted to buy the collar pin as a gift for you, but that woman and her boyfriend stopped me.
I point at Gail and watch her face turn ashen. Carlos remains silent and passes the box to me.
Why don't you go pay the bill?
He takes my side. Finally, the cashier doesn't dare to hesitate. She swipes my card at lightning speed. I take the fancy box and hand the gift to Carlos with a wide, obedient smile.
I want to apologize to you for what I've done in the past. Please forgive me.
Just for a split second, I see his expression soften. But I can't risk him starting another fight with me. So before he can change his mind, I blurt out my exit line.
Carlos, I will be leaving with my friends now.
I don't wait for an answer. I spin around and flee. I know I have just played the role of a sweet wife, but my heart is a war drum. The only question left, will this apology be enough? Or am I just giving him ammo for later? I grab Casey and Christina and bolt from the mall before Carlos can change his mind. Behind us, his face darkens as he hands the sapphire collar pin to his secretary.
Call the other senior executives. We need to have a meeting, now.
The senior executives on site start sweating bullets. A management bloodbath is coming. 20 minutes later, we sit in a milk tea shop. Casey slams her cup down.
Spill it. What's going on between you and Carlos?
I wipe sweat from my forehead and feed them a half-truth. I tell them about the kiss at the bar, then offending him at the mall, then almost hitting him with my car last night.
I had to apologize for my own safety. A verbal apology wasn't gonna cut it. He's the richest man in Alarith.
They still look suspicious, so I deflect hard. Casey takes the bait.
Relax, tomboy. No way a rich bachelor like Carlos falls for you. You don't even have big boobs or a juicy butt.
I slam the table in protest, but the topic is successfully changed. That night, I return to the villa. It is only 9. Carlos wouldn't be back this early, right? I hum a song, change my shoes, and walk up the stairs in the dark. Suddenly, a figure looms in front of me. I scream bloody murder.
You need to go to the university early tomorrow morning. Don't stay up late.
I grip the railing, heart pounding. What is he doing home at this hour? I nod weakly, lock myself in my bedroom, and try to breathe. The next morning at the university, Gail sits in a large classroom, pretending to read but eavesdropping on the students behind her. I heard Debbie rides in a luxury car worth tens of millions. She must have a sugar daddy. No way, she dresses like a guy. Men don't find her attractive. Look at Gail, she's so pretty and elegant. Gail smiles gently, but sarcasm laces her voice.
Debbie must come from a prominent family. I couldn't hold a candle to her.
Gail, your father is a CEO. But Debbie? I heard she's an orphan. Her father died years ago. Her mother abandoned her. Bang. The classroom door flies open. I stand there, staring at that pimple-faced boy. His face turns ghost white. Behind me, several boys crack their knuckles, eager for violence. I glance at the security camera. Jared understands instantly. He grabs a chair and covers it with a book. Tomboy, I was wrong. Please forgive me. Now you apologize? After trashing my dead father? After saying my mother abandoned me? I make a simple gesture. My boys throw him to the floor and start beating him everywhere except the face. He cries out in pain. Not a single student dares to move. Gail trembles in her seat, wondering if I know she has filed a complaint against me at the dean's office. 5 minutes later, I walk out, hands in my pockets. My crew follows. The boy staggers to his feet, body swaying. His face is spotless, but every other part of him screams in agony. He watches me leave and swears he will stay far away from this hooligan for good. I get called to the dean's office again. The whole campus hears it over the broadcast. Debbie Nelson, class 22, report to the dean now. I grab Dixon and drag him with me. Straight A student. Teacher's favorite one. He always gets me out of trouble. But the moment I open that office door, I freeze. Carlos sits on the couch. The dean is bending over, pouring him tea with a big grin. I shove Dixon out immediately. No way I am dragging him into this. Dixon takes one look at Carlos and runs.
Debbie, here you are.
I whisper in her ear.
I don't want to get in.
Carlos's voice cuts through the room.
Debbie Nelson.
My feet jump on their own. I ask the dean who called him. She says she called Philip. Carlos came instead. 3 of us sit. Dean looks at Carlos. Carlos looks at me. I look at the dean.
Why did you fight that boy?
I pout and stare out the window.
He deserved it.
The dean chokes on air.
Give me a better reason.
I raise my head and meet his eyes.
He spoke ill of me behind my back. I caught him red-handed. So I taught him a lesson.
My courage lasts 2 seconds. Then I look away. The dean jumps in to smooth things over.
Debbie, you can turn to me if it happens again.
I'm not a 3-year-old kid.
Carlos stands up.
I'm taking her back home now.
He walks out without looking back. I clench my fists. I don't want to follow, but I have no choice. We sit in the back seat in silence. The driver doesn't dare breathe. At home, Carlos lights a cigarette on the couch. He finishes it, still keeping silent. He lights another one. I can't take it anymore.
Carlos, I'll go and fetch some fruits for you.
No response. I go to the kitchen and arrange avocado, cherries, grapes on a plate. I place it in front of him, hand him a fruit fork.
Please have some fruits.
He throws the cigarette butt into the ashtray, ignores my fork completely. My arm starts aching.
Never mind.
I throw the fork back onto the plate. I just spent $188,000 on a gift, and Carlos still looks at me like I'm a criminal. I can't keep buying his forgiveness. It's useless. Then he hits me with a cold order from the couch. Go to your room. You are grounded for 1 week. A week in prison? I'd rather be whipped. I object. Denied. The word hits my ears like a blade. No one dares to defy him, but I can't stay locked up. I'll go insane. If you ground me, I will climb out of the windows and make a run for it. He stands up, towering over me like a tyrant. You can give it a try if you want to challenge me. He walks out. The Bugatti speeds away. Philip stops me at the door. I'm trapped. I go back to my room and start plotting an escape. But 30 minutes later, I hear grinding metal outside my window. 2 men are on ladders. They are bolting iron bars onto my bedroom frame. My face burns red. He is treating me like an inmate. Divorce. I have to divorce this overbearing monster. But then the memory hits me. The tuition, the clothes, the 3 years of care. My father trusted him. Carlos gave me everything, and I just keep provoking him. That night, I don't climb out. I carry a glass of milk to his study. I knock. I place it on his desk and lower my head. About what happened earlier. I'm sorry. Milk helps you sleep better. Good night. He says nothing, but I do it again the next night. And the next. On the 4th night, he finally speaks. I'll take you to school tomorrow. The next morning, his black limo stops at the roadside. I burst out like a gust of wind. In class, my friends crowd around me. Jared demands to know about the godlike man Dixon saw. But Dixon suddenly turns the spotlight on Christina. He reveals they are together now. No, I didn't. She hides her red face on my shoulder and locks arms with me. Debbie, why haven't you been to the dorm lately? I missed you. The university's official WeChat account drops news that makes my stomach clench. Carlos is becoming a part-time lecturer. At my school, Debbie, have you read the news? Carlos is coming to our school as a lecturer. I stare at her phone, nodding like a puppet. Every instinct screams at me. This is bad. I have to get away. A leave of absence. 1 week. Just until he is gone. So I march straight to the principal's office. But the man behind that desk isn't just any principal. It is Curtis Loftus. And he is waiting for me. Grab a seat and have a taste of this tea Carlos gave me. Carlos again. His name follows me everywhere. I don't sit. I don't want tea. But Curtis pours a cup anyway. Light green, fragrant. I take a sip. Then another. Fine. It is incredible. If you like it, you can take some with you. I set the cup down. Enough stalling. I want a 1 week leave. His hand pauses mid-pour. Then he looks at me with an expression I can't read. You want to stay away from school just to avoid Carlos? Is that it? I nod. No point lying to a man who already knows. Okay. Wait. What? Just like that? He agrees. I had walked in ready to cut school no matter what he said. But he just lets me go. That same morning, at Hilton Group, Tristan hands Carlos a file. How did she meet Emmett? Tristan explains. 1 brief encounter. Nothing more. Carlos lights a cigarette and flips through the pages. Her hobbies, her weaknesses. Afraid of darkness. Afraid of snakes. A little girl after all. Then he makes a quiet order. I don't want to see Emmett again in the next 2 years. The day Carlos arrives to teach, he starts his morning early. He exercises, showers, eats breakfast, and scans every room. No, Debbie. Philip, where is she? Philip answers without hesitation. Debbie asked for a 1 week leave from school. She went to the airport early this morning. Philip sells me out. He tells Carlos I took a 1 week leave and headed to the airport. Carlos doesn't even blink. He just picks up his phone. 1 hour later, my luggage and I are standing in his office at Hilton Group. I storm straight to his desk. Carlos, why did you do this? Don't I have any freedom? He finishes reading his papers before he even looks at me. Come to the university with me this afternoon. I refuse immediately. It doesn't matter. Too bad. You don't have a choice. I collapse into his armchair. My blood is boiling. I decide to end this madness right now. I signed the divorce papers. Sign yours so we can move on. He walks over and sits on the sofa across from me. Divorce is not an option. I want to throw him into the Arctic Ocean. I don't want your money. I will pay back every penny. Why won't you let me go? He surprises me then. I neglected you for 3 years. I won't make that mistake again. I almost laugh. An apology? Now? I shoot back with a legal threat. We don't love each other. If you refuse, I'll sue. Couples who stay apart for 2 years are automatically divorced. Carlos lets out a low chuckle. He plays with an unlit cigarette between his fingers. Let me correct you, my dear. 1 year, 9 months, and 10 days ago, I came home and slept next to you. You were just too deep asleep to notice. My mouth falls open. A man was in my bed, and I had no idea. He stands up and moves toward me. He leans over the chair, his hands trapping me, his face way too close. The court needs proof of separation. I have none. Can you provide it? I stammer, trying to shrink into the chair. The staff, Julie and Philip. They can testify. Do you think they listen to you? Or to me? I have no answer. We both know the truth. I can feel his breath on my burning cheeks. My heart is slamming against my ribs. Then he presses his lips to mine. The kiss is short, but it wipes my brain clean. Finally, my dear, if you allow me, I'd love to fulfill my husbandly duties. He steps even closer. I panic and shake my head frantically. He pulls me up into his arms as if I weigh nothing. Your best option is to stay married to me. Stop letting your mind wander. I am spellbound. His scent, his face, his lips. I nod like an idiot. Then reality punches me back. I shake my head clear and push the real question out. Why won't you divorce? You know we don't love each other. He runs his fingers through my hair. 1. You need money for university. 2. I need a woman to block the others. 3. My grandfather had our fortunes read. Our 8 characters and constellations match perfectly. I am speechless. This cunning, smooth-tongued tyrant is using our star signs as a reason to stay married. He should be a lawyer. Carlos tells me divorce is not an option. Our 8 characters and constellations matched perfectly. I'm at a loss for words. This crafty man sounds like a lawyer. The biggest problem was me. Let me make amends. But when I ask, what if he finds someone else? His eyes harden. I won't give you a chance to like somebody else. Then he kisses me again. I push him away, furious. Why do you keep kissing me? After I kissed you, you threw me in the ocean. You should have told me you are my wife. I roll my eyes and snap, calling him a nosy old man. His face darkens. He hates it when I call him that. If you come any closer, I won't hesitate to fight you. He suddenly pins me onto the desk, his body pressing against mine. I can barely move. He leans in close. Attend my class at 3:30. No more cutting school. If I don't see you there... He pinches my waist as a warning. A yelp escapes my lips, my cheeks burning. I want to make him a eunuch in his sleep. But at 3:30, I defy him. I don't show up to his packed lecture. Past 6, I'm in a cafe. 2 bodyguards appear. Mrs. Hilton, Carlos has given us strict orders to carry you home on our shoulders. I ignore them. Then they show me their black belts in Taekwondo. One is a 7th Dan, the other an 8th. I stuff the last bite of dessert in my mouth and follow them. I curse Carlos. Against these masters, I don't dare fight. An Emperor car is waiting. Carlos is in the back seat, eyes shut tight, ignoring me. The car speeds westward, away from the city, away from the villa. The sky gets darker. My heart hammers against my ribs. Is he going to bury me alive again? The car finally stops. Gravestones. A chilly graveyard in the evening. The doors lock. I tap on the windows helplessly. A window rolls down. Carlos's face is cold and unforgiving. This is a martyr's park. Stay here and reflect on what you've done. Fear grips my entire body. He knows I'm terrified of the dark. The car drives off, disappearing into the horizon, leaving me alone in the cemetery. Trembling, I yank out my phone. The reception is terrible. I try to dial Jared's number anyway, but as if fate itself is screwing with me, his phone is switched off. I dial Jared first. No answer. Casey? Nothing. Dixon? Off. Christina? Off. Every single friend I have gone. Just when I need the most. Rows of tombstones stare at me in the dark. Cold wind crawls down my spine. Be cool, guys. Rest in peace. I'm not looking for trouble. I spin around. Nothing behind me. Nothing but shadows and silence. What I don't know, my friends aren't ignoring me. Bodyguards have taken their phones and locked them in a restaurant. They are eating gourmet food while I am losing my mind in a graveyard. I crouch under a tree, shaking, tears spilling down my cheeks. Carlos. That arrogant bastard left me here to rot. What kind of husband does this? Martyrs, heroes, please don't come near me. Please, please, please. I try calling a taxi. No reception. I try everyone on my contact list. Nothing. There is only one person left. The last person I want to beg. After 10 tries, Carlos's line connects. Carlos, I'm sorry. I was wrong. Please take me back home. The call drops. I am bordering on insanity. Tears keep falling. I wipe them away and stand up. I have to get out of here on my own. Then I see him. A man standing right in front of me. Ah. My shriek echoes through the cemetery. Birds scatter into the black sky. I lose my balance. Carlos catches me. His arms wrap around my shaking body. Put me down. You left me here alone. Why did you come back? If you stop crying, I promise to get you out of here immediately. I stop, glare at him through red, swollen eyes. Then look away. He is all I have. Will you attend my class tomorrow? I will. I will attend your class tomorrow. Back at the villa, I shower. Then post in the group chat. Friendship ended. I want to sever all ties with all of you. Jared calls. Explains the bodyguards, the forced dinner, the confiscated phones. Carlos. It is all Carlos. He isolates me on purpose. At 1 a.m., a thunderstorm hits. Lightning splits the sky. Thunder shakes the room. I clutch the covers. My trip to the cemetery has destroyed every ounce of courage I have. Then my phone shows a horror novel ad. A dead bride in a coffin. I almost scream. I can't take it anymore. Carlos is sleeping peacefully in the next room. I grab my pillow, turn on my phone light, creep through the dark hallway, and turn the doorknob to his bedroom. I can't sleep. After that cemetery and the thunderstorm, every shadow terrifies me. A flash of lightning shows Carlos sound asleep. I sneak into his room. I tiptoe to his bed. But the next second, I'm shoved face down onto the mattress. It's me, Debbie, let go. He shakes off sleep and releases my hands. He demands to know what I'm doing. I stammer that I was just checking if he was asleep. He says he was asleep, clearly irritated. Are you implying you want to sleep with me? I flush and cover my chest. I insist I'm only here because he might be afraid to sleep alone. He mocks me. Has not afraid of sleeping alone, only of being raped by me. He orders me out. He isn't used to sharing a bed. I refuse to budge. I bring up Olga. He dismisses her instantly. Has a married man, no mistress. I pull the quilt over my head, trying to sleep. Less than a minute later, he slides under it. Carlos pins me down, his mouth on mine. When his hand moves over my skin, I panic. Please. I was afraid of sleeping alone. The thunder, the cemetery. He freezes. He realizes he never should have left me in that graveyard. He lets go and lies beside me. He forces himself to calm down. When he finally opens his mouth to speak, he discovers I'm already fast asleep. The next day, the economics and management school is chaos. The multimedia classroom overflows. Jared and I stand at the door. Girls pour inside. Boys? Bard? Why won't you let us in? We want to attend Carlos' class. We're maintaining order. Be a gentleman. Let the girls have this. A nearby girl sneers, exactly. Jared puts an arm around a boy and offers golf and lunch. The boys can't resist. They leave, and the room fills with nearly 1,000 girls. When Carlos walks in, the air is thick with perfume. Hence the only man in sight. He scans the crowd. His eyes land on my proud smile. He instantly knows this is my revenge. Without a word, he turns on the projector and starts his lecture on financial technology. As he works, every girl in the room is mesmerized. Watching the handsome man carry out his work in a diligent manner renders all the girls breathless and makes their hearts skip a beat. Carlos walked into the classroom and froze. Nearly 1,000 girls filled the room. Perfume choked the air. Not one guy in sight except him. I leaned back in my seat and grinned. This was my revenge for the cemetery. But then, Carlos started talking, and my brain just stopped working. That voice. That face. I started thinking about sleeping in his bed the night before. My cheeks went red. A stupid smile crept onto my lips. I'd like a student to sum up what I've just said. Hands shot up everywhere. I didn't move. First from the left, 8th row. Stand up. Every head turned toward me. My heart slammed into my throat. Casey nudged me hard. I stumbled to my feet. I had heard nothing. 0. I couldn't say a single word. Since you failed to answer, come stand on the platform. A cold dread crawled up my spine. I walked up there like a prisoner. He pointed to a corner 3 meters from the screen, less than half a meter from where he would stand. My face burned. The whole class stared, but that icy look in his eyes shut down any thought of walking away. I remembered the cemetery. My feet moved on their own to that corner. Then Carlos called on Casey. She failed too, and joined me on the platform. Then Christina gave a correct answer, but missed the key points. Carlos sent her up with us. The 3 of us stood there, embarrassed and giggling under our breath. Later, Carlos asked me another question. I was busy counting the hairs on his head and missed it again. Casey missed it too, but Christina got it right this time. Good job, Christina. You may return to your seat. Casey and Debbie see me in my office after class. The whole room gasped. He would teach us alone before finals. 90% of the girls shot us jealous glares. They wanted to be in our place. After class, Casey and I walked into his office. My stomach twisted. Carlos gave Casey a friendly smile and dismissed her on the spot. She walked out like a girl under a spell. The door clicked shut. Casey snapped awake and panicked. I was still in there alone with him. Tristan, Carlos's assistant, blocked her way and told her it was good for me to be taught alone. Will Carlos do something to Debbie? Tristan blocked Casey from Carlos' office door, his face dead serious. Carlos is a gentleman. She's his wife. Nothing inappropriate. Casey still looked terrified, remembering the cemetery burial threat. Let me just sit in there. I swear I won't make a sound. Tristan shook his head and sent her away. Inside the office, Carlos slid a folder across the desk toward me. I opened it and my eyes nearly popped out of my skull. Yoga, dancing, piano, etiquette, English, advanced mathematics, financial economy. An endless list of classes he had planned for me. Old man, who gave you the right to arrange all this? Carlos' jaw tightened at the nickname. I'm your husband. I laughed right in his face. You're my husband, sure, but you're treating me like I'm your daughter. His expression soured instantly. Then without warning, he yanked me onto his lap and grabbed my chin. So you want me to do something only a husband is allowed to do? No problem. His mouth crashed onto mine before I could even protest. I froze for a second, then my eyes slid shut on their own. The man can kiss. I snapped back to reality when my back hit the desk and 2 buttons on my shirt came undone. Carlos, no, please. He stopped. Forehead against mine, breathing hard. No more martial arts. Pick 2 from yoga, dancing, piano etiquette. I teach the rest at night. I bit my lip and tried to bargain. Fine, yoga and dancing, that's it. He agreed. Then came the threat that sealed the deal. A horror movie is playing. Want to come with me? My face went white. He knows exactly where my nightmares live. I stormed back toward class, cursing myself for folding so easily. My phone buzzed. A WeChat friend request from someone called C. I accepted it without thinking, then posted on my moments. The post read, "He is a wolf in sheep's clothing." Seconds later, Casey called. What does that post mean? Did Carlos do something to you? I stared at the ceiling and gritted my teeth. He kissed me. In his office. A teacher kissing a student. A loud scream blasted through the phone speaker. Carlos has a thing for you. Go make him your man. Since when did you become my pimp? The next morning, 8 a.m. sharp. The dance teacher arrived at the villa while I was still dead asleep. Julie woke me up and dragged me to the dance room. I walked in, still groggy, then stopped dead in my tracks. The teacher was my age, pretty face, flawless figure, soft and graceful in every movement. I stood there practically drooling, convinced any man would fall for her at first sight. I liked the dance teacher the moment I saw her. Good morning. You must be Debbie. Teresa Leach. 20 years of dance, 4 years teaching. Soft, pretty, the kind of woman men fall for at first sight. We clicked immediately. The dance class flew by. An hour and a half. And with my martial arts background, I picked up the basics fast. But the afternoon, different story. Carlos class. I grabbed ice cream on the way, 2 scoops, $80. I was already late. 3 minutes, 10 minutes. What's the difference? My phone buzzed. Jared, tomboy, where are you? You're already 3 minutes late for Carlos's class. I typed back while walking, ice cream balanced between my teeth. Then a voice froze my blood. Debbie, does that ice cream taste good? I nearly choked. There he was. Not in the classroom, on the playground. And behind him, my entire class stood in perfect rows like military recruits. I just nodded. Of course it tasted good. It cost me $80. Carlos pointed to a big tree. Go there and finish your ice cream. So I did. I stood in the shade, eating expensive ice cream, while everyone else sweated under the sun, fixing their standing posture with Carlos. I finished. Tossed the cup. Then Carlos dropped the bomb. Since the ice cream tastes so good, why don't you buy everyone 2 scoops? My mouth fell open. If you disagree, you and all your classmates will run 20 laps. 20 laps. 8 kilometers around a 400 meter track. The class erupted. But not at him, at me. Debbie, you're good at running, but we're not. You ride a BMW to school. Just buy the ice cream. If you don't, everyone will call you a penny pincher. I was trapped. $80 per person. 100 students. $8,000 total. I asked them anyway, desperate. Are you guys willing to run with me? 100 voices answered as one. No! I paid with my credit card. Sales girls followed me back to campus carrying the ice cream. Everyone stared. Under the tree, I watched my classmates stuff their faces. The girls? They surrounded Carlos, thanking him. Not me. Him. Wait, I've been living alone for 3 years. Always short on cash. But Carlos is my husband. That credit card? His money. I just spent $8,000 of his money being mad at him for making me spend it. I shot to my feet and ran. Get out of the way! I shoved girls aside and planted myself right in front of Carlos. I ran up to Carlos, pulled him aside, and whispered right into his ear. Hey, are you stupid or something? His face went dark instantly. But I shook my head fast, putting on my most flattering smile. You made me buy the ice cream, but I used your money. So technically, you bought it. Why? You were late for class. Wait, so I didn't run, and I didn't pay. I basically got no punishment. I eyed him up and down. Was this man actually a nice guy? I noticed his posture, stiff as a board. Have you served in the army before? Uh-huh. Just imagining him in a military uniform made my mouth water. As if he could read my mind, a dirty smirk crossed his face. He leaned in. If you want to learn more, come see me this evening. We can have an in-depth exchange. An in-depth exchange? At night? My face flushed bright red. I turned and fled. That afternoon, any thought of sleeping in the dorm was crushed. I got a call from Philip. Debbie, Carlos is heading home. He reminded you about your English class tonight. My face went pale. This man was absolutely going to be the death of me. Before the torture started, I called Jared in a panic. Jared, I'm living on a shoestring. Can you lend me a few $1,000s? $5,000 hit my account in 1 minute. I finally breathed again. But outside my unlocked bedroom door, a man stood frozen, hearing every word before he finally knocked. I grabbed my English book and walked into the study. Carlos stood by the window, smoking. His white shirt was unbuttoned at the top, his face pure perfection. Sit! He sat so close on the couch that I could feel the heat radiating off him. We will communicate only in English this evening. Oh no. I have never passed an English test in my life. Then, he started speaking. Pure British English poured out of his mouth like a waterfall. I understood nothing. First of all, you need to pay. When the waterfall finally stopped, it was my turn. I sat up straight and cleared my throat. Good night. H, how much? The more I babbled, the deeper his frown became. After I finally finished my train wreck of a sentence, he gripped the book so tight his knuckles turned white. He took a deep breath, fighting to calm himself down. He didn't want to totally crush my spirit just yet.